The geography of nations wields a substantial impact on contemporary economic development. It may not seem apparent at first, but it has greatly shaped historical events and the growth of countries. Some parts of the world have it easier, but Africa is facing big problems because of its geography. These obstacles, ranging from demanding terrains to issues related to resource distribution, exert a considerable influence on Africa's developmental trajectory. In contrast, Europe and the United States have reaped benefits from favorable geographical conditions, playing a pivotal role on their respective successes. So to what extent has geography been a determining factor in global historical and present contexts? To begin, let's take a look at Europe. With a rich history of human development, Europe is acknowledged as the cradle of Western civilization. Situated between Asia and Africa, Europe's geographical location inherently positions it as a pivotal crossroads for trade and cultural interactions, contributing significantly to its development. Bounded by the Atlantic Ocean to the west and the Mediterranean Sea to the south, Europe has always enjoyed access to abundant resources and facilitated early maritime exploration. This strategic positioning played a crucial role in propelling Europe's colonial expansion and establishing economic dominance over the centuries. The way Western Europe is shaped by its land features also helped it in other important ways. One big advantage was protection from invasion. Natural boundaries like the Pyrenees and Alps mountain ranges acted like shields, stopping big invasions from the east and south. This protection made things more stable and let cultures and societies grow without constant worries. Moreover, Western Europe's extensive Atlantic coastline became a catalyst for exploration, trade, and colonization. Nations like Portugal, Spain, England, and France capitalized on this maritime access, constructing formidable maritime empires, boosting their economies, and disseminating their cultures and ideologies globally. Naval domination played a big part in making Europe a powerful force in the world. While every region in the world experiences its share of harsh weather, some regions are less affected than others. Western Europe, in general, has a climate that is conducive to farming. It offers an optimal amount of rainfall and the right soil conditions, making it suitable for large-scale crop cultivation. Also, the diverse plant life in Europe brings numerous benefits. The continent is home to drought-resistant Mediterranean shrubs, rich broadleaf forests, strong coniferous trees, and extensive grazing plains. Each of these contributes to various aspects like food production, timber resources, creating habitats, and even helping with climate control. Even as countries grapple with the challenges of climate change, Europe is not without its difficulties. Nevertheless, the shifting climate in Europe brings about several advantages that might not be said for other regions. There is a notable rise in summer tourism as the weather becomes more enjoyable. Studies show that places like Scandinavia and some parts of the Mediterranean might have more tourists. Also, certain crops could gain advantage from extended growing seasons and increased rainfall in specific regions, making farming more productive. It's evident that geography has played a vital role in Europe becoming a dominant and thriving region globally. And it's not just Europe. Other regions too owe much of their success to the geographical advantages they possess. When it comes to the United States, the country enjoys a distinct geographical advantage, a collection of benefits derived from extensive coastlines, fertile plains, diverse and resource-rich landscapes, and a central location amidst thriving global markets. These natural advantages serve as defenses, drive economic strength, and support trade, influencing the nation's historical growth and establishing it as a global power. A significant advantage that the US will always possess is its strategic location on the world map, providing a strong defense against potential invasions. The combination of geographical benefits, along with industrial and military strength, forms a powerful deterrent against any potential threat. The vast separation created by the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans make large-scale amphibious landings exceptionally difficult for potential attackers. The extensive continental landscape, featuring deserts, mountains, and plains, combined with a self-sufficient industrial capacity, renders the United States a virtually impregnable fortress, challenging for any invader to overcome. The United States also features a varied and vibrant economic scene, shaped by its distinctive geography. Despite its vast wealth of resources, economic activities are not spread evenly across the country. Certain industries, such as finance in New York and entertainment in Los Angeles, tend to concentrate in specific cities or regions because of historical, logistical, and cultural reasons. This economic geography, formed by an intricate interplay of location, resources, and historical patterns, is what propels the US economy forward. If you're familiar with westward expansion, you'd recognize it as a pivotal chapter in American history, and it wouldn't have happened without the impetus provided by geographical opportunities. This movement unfolded in the 19th century, representing a significant migration of people from the eastern United States towards the Western territories. The westward expansion wasn't merely a straightforward trip west. It was a movement of hope across a continent blessed with natural benefits. The big fertile plains were like a huge promise for farmers with lots of resources, while previously formidable mountain ranges became sources of precious minerals like gold and silver, attracting dreamers in pursuit of wealth. Now, let's talk about Africa. Made up of 8 main regions, each with its own unique features, like the Sahara, Sahel, Ethiopian highlands, savanna, Swahili coast, rainforest, African Great Lakes, and Southern Africa. However, Africa faces geographical challenges because a significant portion of it lies in the tropics and desert regions, which are among the hottest parts of the world. Take the Sahara Desert, for example, which is the world's largest hot desert and covers up to a quarter of the continent. It's a tough place with little water or plants, making it hard to grow crops. Also, the soil in Africa isn't great. A lot of it is covered in oxisols, which are really old and worn out. This makes it tough for plants to get the nutrients they need. The Sahel, a narrow band of semi-arid land south of the Sahara, is also a dry and tough place to live. And then there's the Great Rift Valley in Eastern Africa, a place prone to earthquakes. Africa faces a lot more geographical challenges given its vastness, diverse regions, climates, and cultures. Despite these differences, a common thread has been the historical isolation of various regions, especially in the interior, where the expansive Congo rainforests posed significant barriers to trade routes. Within Africa's expanse, 17 nations find themselves landlocked, grappling with geographic isolation. This inherent disadvantage has far-reaching consequences, casting a prolonged shadow over their economic, social, and political progress. The heart of the problem lies in their distance from major trade routes. Unlike their coastal counterparts, landlocked countries encounter significant challenges in transporting goods. The logistics of exports and imports become daunting, marked by high costs and prolonged delays. This hampers their ability to engage fully in the global market, constraining their economic advancement. As a result, many landlocked economies heavily rely on primary resources like agriculture and mining. The vulnerability of fluctuating commodity prices introduces an additional layer of uncertainty to their already precarious existence. Political instability, fueled by a mix of economic hardship and simmering discontent, becomes a constant threat. While countries like Botswana and Rwanda have managed to overcome geographic limitations, the reality for many other landlocked nations remains harsh. The chains of isolation persist, hindering their progress and perpetuating a cycle of poverty and underdevelopment. Africa's true size is often underestimated due to map distortions, like the widely used Mercator projection, leading to a perception of a diminished continent. In reality, Africa is up to 3 times larger than the USA and surpasses Europe in size. This size contrast presents unique challenges not faced by the United States and Europe. The expansive African landmass resulted in extended trade routes, hindering commerce and idea exchange. Unlike the US and Europe, Africa's diverse landscapes and natural barriers complicate trade routes. These challenges impede regional trade and contribute to tribal divisions, preventing the formation of large, unified nations. Additionally, Africa's vast landmass leads to a higher prevalence of landlocked countries, intensifying connectivity and economic development challenges. Europe and the United States, in contrast, do not contend with these geographical hurdles, leaving Africa to bear the brunt of these difficulties. Let's not also forget the harsh impact of climate change on Africa. Beyond the already challenging climate change poses a serious threat to reshaping the landscapes and lives of generations of African farmers. In East Africa, temperatures have risen by about 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit since the 1980s, and there's been a 15% decrease in rainfall, as shared by climatologist Bradfield Lyon from the University of Maine. In various regions, unpredictable rainfall patterns cause chaos during planting seasons, with droughts damaging crops and floods washing away hopes. Soaring temperatures bake the soil, reducing crop yields and pushing traditional farming methods to their limits. Pests and diseases thriving in the hot and changed climate become persistent enemies, devouring precious harvests. These changes not only endanger food security, but also disrupt entire social structures where farming has long been the foundation of community and identity. You can explore Africa's hidden narratives and untold stories by subscribing to our channel. Dive deep into the continent's rich history, unravel geopolitical complexities, and navigate its dynamic economy. This isn't just about staying informed, it's a journey to challenge misconceptions and celebrate Africa. Join a community passionate about understanding, engaging, and appreciating Africa. Hit subscribe, embrace the unknown, and be part of reshaping perspectives.